So what is OEE? Does anyone know what's OEE?
Overall equipment efficiency.
Huh?
Overall equipment efficiency.
Yeah, overall equipment efficiency. Right? So this is very, very common in process engineering. People who monitor the equipment, monitor the process of the equipment. So this is one. This is guy from ST, right? He's an ST guy. ST, they don't really reveal a lot of their work, right? Because they are government related, and they also do it for most of the military aircraft. But he tried to show parts where he can reveal. So there are some issues and with some OEM wiring system. So there was some shortage that happened due to the OEM configuration, and then they suggested, changing the configuration so that you will prevent any arc. So there was an arcing that caused the problem. So this was the before, and this the after. It's just basically these are ports for the cables to be wired to. So previously it was too close to each other in the same column, which caused the arcing. So they tried to spread out so that it will cause little arcing. But whether it worked or not, we don't know. But this was one of the suggestions. Right? So it's just using some common sense plus some engineering principle to rectify the problem. Okay, this guy, Ashraf, who knows Ashraf? Anybody? So Ashraf has been, he was in this HVAC system. He's a HVAC engineer. So throughout the job fix, he was just writing words. There was no engagement of schematics or what he actually does. So for me, it was very hard to connect, because even though I give the feedback, he's not taking in my feedback. Yeah. So most of the time he just gives this. Okay. It's not right. It's not wrong. But as someone who's facilitating and someone who's evaluating all your work, there will be a kind of a bell curve, right? Someone who's doing a lot of effort, putting in a lot of effort to do up this, and someone who's putting very minimal effort to do. So that's where the variation in the marks will come. Okay. Well, I know that for sure there's a lot of you guys are very busy, may not have all the time, but when I give some feedback over the portal, right, usually I will just give the feedback after a month, and hoping to see that you're taking the feedback and make some adjustment in your subsequent submission, right? So that's what I want to see. If you are able to demonstrate that, then I'm happy you are happy. Okay. So this fella, I was telling him for the first 6 weeks, then after that I give up already. So this guy is into project management. So he does a lot of meetings, he does a lot of coordinating, does a lot of procurement, arranging, logistics, blah, blah, blah. He's like multitasking. also the same thing. He also put everything in place. Okay. Maybe it's too confidential. I don't know. But finally, he gave one Gantt chart towards the middle of the logbook to illustrate what he actually does. So till the end, I still couldn't figure out what was his role until the last part. So he's more on the project management. Yeah. So very little engineering work, because most of the engineering work is done by his subcontractors, right? It's not him, but he's the one who's coordinating all these activities together, right? So it's still okay, it's still good, because just because of this thing, I cannot go and ask you to go and change job, right? You have to make full use of what you have, right? So this guy is a mechanical engineer. He's into fabrication. So he also kind of gave some kind of he tried to put some practice, on the material side, materials engineering, knowing stress, corrosion, cracking, and changing the material and stuff. Subsequently, he also attached some photos. The first 2 weeks, I seldom see students attaching any photos, only one or two. But they were trying their best to do it. And this is another case. So it gives you a visual context of what he's trying to do. At least that gives me an idea what you're trying to do. And when I know what you are doing, I can add a bit more ideas to what you are doing. Could help you with a bit more on the engineering side, or give you some alternatives to your problem, right? Not that you should take it, but it gives you another perspective, right? So that's where I want to come in and do this with you guys, right? Not here to lecture you what you should do, what you should not do, what you must do. Those are not the thing. I'm sure your business, your company has that direction for you, but we can look at it in a different way. And it can be totally academic as well, right? So these are pictures that he attached. Even put some email to substantiate this discussion, right? So that's good. So they summarize what they did over the week. Then there's another way of writing. This guy, he does on a daily basis, right? So day to day, you just log down whatever he does on a day to day. So that's also possible, right? So there's no hard and fast rule on this. How you want to capture your data, how you want to write your logbook. There's as much flexibility given to you, and it basically reflects what you do. Whatever you write is what you do, right? If you give a good one, then it is the way it is. If you think that you don't have to give a lot, then that's the way it is too. So there's no forcing on this part. Okay, so he does all these things. Let me see if there's any others. Yeah, so this guy also did some kind of VIP, built-in test equipment, to know where's the source or the error code, right? But you know ST, right? they will find something, and then they will never take responsibility. They will always go back to OEM because they got some kind of contract with the OEM. If the OEM say die, you go and die. If the OEM say go and dive inside the sea, you go and dive inside the sea. Okay. So, by the way, anyone from ST? Oh my God! Last time. Now no. Okay. Yeah. So they have all these things to find out where's the fault, and from the fault they go and replace the component. Right? So these are some of the practices that they do. So even attach a circuit diagram, a schematic. It's basically to tell the viewer or the person who reads this report what exactly is going on, right? Right. So I appreciate such things definitely for the work that they put or the hard work that they put for writing such a report. It's not something anyone enjoys. If you ask me, I don't really like writing logbooks. But in my work, I have to because I'm in the R&D field. So I have to track everything, right? But so I'm used to it, but people may not be used to it. Right? So for the next 12 weeks, do your best. Put everything that you can think of, that you can help. Imagine I have 20 over scripts to mark every week. So help me and help yourself. So my style is I always read every individual report and I give feedback. I'm not just someone who just mark 5%, okay, go. It's not like that. So I do take effort to read the report because you put in the effort to write the report. So it's only fair that I do that, right? So which is why I appreciate those who do this kind of submission. Not that I don't appreciate those who don't submit anything or little words. It can be because they are busy, but I do suggest next time just include some things. So if you can, you include. If you can't, that's no problem. Okay. Right. Yeah. So this one I showed already. So I hope you got an idea what to capture in your logbook. Right. Template is in the. I think the template is there. Yeah, this is a template given by the school. We need not necessarily follow this. Okay, you can follow like how RMIT give. I think there's one guy who follow the RMIT way. You know, with the cover page, you can also use that. Or you can follow this template. I'm fine with whatever template that's workable for you. Okay. I think these are the templates you can find in the canvas. Okay. Yeah, so this is one of the things. So for this employment letter, right, you need to get that stamp and sign off. Okay, don't forget about that. Okay. So this is a template. If your HR already have something similar, then use your HR one. If not, you can use this. This is for the supervising engineer. Okay. So also need to sign off and a stamp.
One page or somewhere around one page.
Employment letter is only one page. It's not an appraisal. I have wrote to Joshua. I've wrote to Joshua about the extension, so I hope he will reply tomorrow. Who's Nicholas?
Oh, she.
Huh? Because you sent me one. So, I'm not sure whether you know. So I wrote to Joshua, so hopefully he will get it adjusted the due date. Okay. So if those who don't know my email, it's a bit long, I'm sorry. Or what's the other one? RMIT. EDU.AU, right? It's the same thing. So you can email me if you have any issues. Okay guys, any questions?